This is just a brief review today about how to embed quotations into your sentences. So you may have heard me refer to this in class as integrating quotations into sentences. That's what we're going to review. You do not want to be a offender of what Ms. Hanson calls the plop quote. The plop quote is where you just throw the quotation or the textual evidence into the body paragraph and it does not smoothly transition from your own voice to the voice of the text. There are 4 different ways to incorporate textual evidence into an essay. We will go through each of these 4 methods. You have this handout, and on the back you have some practice examples that you can work through if you feel you need to polish this skill. The first way that you will embed quotations is by introducing the quotation with a complete sentence and a colon. This literally means that a full complete sentence will come before you actually get to the textual evidence. The example here is, Albert Einstein reminds us all to never waste our life being selfish, colon, only a life lived for others is worth living. Now this handout does not put the in-text citations after the quotation. You will normally do that in your essay right after the quotation mark. But for all intents and purposes, you are just looking specifically at what is happening with how you get into the textual evidence in your essay. So this colon will be used here if what comes before is a complete sentence. The second method for incorporating textual evidence into your essay is by using what we call an introductory clause. Now we have been studying that quite a bit in our DOL. An introductory clause is going to be introduced with words such as said, thinks, believes, pondered, recalls, questions, asks, and many more. Because it's an introductory clause, you need to have a comma after it. So the example here reads, Homer Simpson shouted, I am so smart, SMRT, I mean SMART. You will notice here that the comma comes right after shouted. The introductory clause is Homer Simpson shouted, comma, and then the actual quote, or what we would call textual evidence in an essay. The third way to incorporate textual evidence into your essay is to add the word that. This just makes it a part of the sentence itself, and you do not need a comma for the introductory clause. So if you were to look at this third example, we have the phrase, Jerry Seinfeld once said that there are 4 levels of comedy: make your friends laugh, make strangers laugh, get paid to make strangers laugh, and make people talk like you because it's so much fun. You'll notice that right here we have once said that there are. This is important to understand the difference because you are using the word that here. It is no longer an introductory clause like we saw up here with the Homer Simpson example. The fourth way to incorporate textual evidence into your essay is to use short quotations, only a few words, as a part of your own sentence. When you're doing this, you're only going to take small phrases. So you would say, an Irish saying reminds us that friends that, quote, gossip with you, unquote, may also be friends that gossip about you. You will notice in this sentence that we only took 3 words from the actual quote itself to demonstrate the incorporation of textual evidence. This can be done with short words and phrases. You don't want to use entire sentences here. These are just 4 methods that you can use. An English teacher's least favorite way, not that it is incorrect, is to use step 1. The most advanced way, and probably the most succinct way, is step number 4. Not that any of the other examples are wrong or that you will be downgraded, but number 4 is probably the most advanced method and what we would like you to see yourself, push yourself to use. That's all for today.